Joining us now to talk about this visit is political science professor Aurel Braun from the University of Toronto. Professor, we heard Antony Blinken say he doesn't believe China's intentions for this meeting have much to do with peace. Why do you think Xi is meeting with Putin? Do you think this meeting emboldens Putin's plans?
We are monitoring very closely every statement that is being made. And so far, President Xi seems to be very supportive of Vladimir Putin. He is saying that they have the same goals, which is odd given that the International Criminal Court has just issued a warrant for the arrest of Vladimir Putin for crimes that are war crimes. This is, in a sense, about power politics. China wants to replace the United States as the primary international power. They are trying to enlarge their international presence. They want to have allies who can help in that goal, who share that goal of diminishing American power. He already has enjoyed some diplomatic success by brokering a kind of agreement between Saudi Arabia and Iran that has led to the restoration of the first steps of diplomatic relations. And he is claiming, this is Xi, President Xi, that he also has a viable peace plan for resolving the war between Russia, which is a war of aggression by Russia, against Ukraine.
More formal talks will happen tomorrow. What do you think is on the docket, and how do you think that conversation about Ukraine will go over?
We have to see what China is going to do. Will they encourage Russia to come to some kind of resolution that is actually viable? Or will they encourage Russia to keep on fighting to see if they could turn the disaster that they are encountering right now around, that they would bank on the West falling apart, that the West giving up on support for Ukraine? And so that might mean that China could provide Russia with some armaments. That would raise enormous concern. Alarm bells will go off all over Western capitals. And Xi does not tend to be that much of a risk taker, but we will have to see, because he also had his eye on the long-term situation in the case of Taiwan.
What message does this relationship send to the rest of the world?
It tells us that international law does not work when it comes to conflict. That here is Russia that has committed aggression, that has committed horrific atrocities, that by many counts could be justifiably accused and convicted the Putin regime of crimes against humanity. And they show nothing but contempt, not just defiance, but contempt for international law. And that the country with the largest population, led by Xi, chooses to be a supporter of Vladimir Putin, even if they don't provide armaments, or they won't provide armaments, they provide moral support and support at the United Nations.
Thanks so much for joining us, Professor.
My pleasure.